1. Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Welcome to IdiOtBlog 345. This is Idiot Burns, and you are listening to Darker Tomb. Chinese symbol, Chinese symbol, Chinese symbol. The image says Darker Tomb, but it really just says Chinese symbol, Chinese symbol, Chinese symbol. Now, this should be broadcasting onto Facebook, YouTube, at least those two. It's set up to go to BandLab, but I just don't think BandLab has the ability to accept it. So, I'm going to go to the BandLab feed here on my computer instead. Pop open my YouTube studio on another tab in my internet browser, and I'm going to go ahead and share it. But let me tell you guys something. We're working today on having some fun, kids at least, and I. And yeah, I did mess with some things today, so we'll see how it works out. I'm not worried about it, but I want to do this. I want to have some fun with it. Let's go ahead and go to the live stream so I can kind of see it. What's going on here? Cool. There it is. It's going. 1 minute and 57 seconds in. We're on the second track, Dread. We are listening to Darker Tomb Official. This is his album, Electro. I believe he's a young kid. Hey kid, what's up? Calling you a kid, becoming a young man. That's just what it is, though. I'm almost 40, so about half the people out there are kids to me now. Straighten out that camera a little bit. So I have this thing where I'm using it's called Mob Crush. I can't even remember the name of it. I gotta go. Mob Crush Studio, which allows you to connect multiple things, multiple services, multiple chat windows into one chat. So if I go into the Facebook Studio presentation or screen, I can see, yeah, look, it's right here, it's going, and there's a chat. But also, if I go to the Mob Crush screen and I hit unified, like pop-out window, it's a unified stream, and it should be all the people's chats. The thing is, I haven't seen it working yet. I think I gotta click them. I think I'm gonna try and say, does this work for chat? So what I'm doing now is I'm trying the unified chat. I'm gonna try and see if it works. Does this work for chat? And I'm gonna go pop over to the live stream and see if, yeah, it worked for that, but it's weird. Quinn Mitchell, your two things you said in the chat did not populate over to that unified chat that's supposed to be going on. But the thing I said showed. So, interesting. I think I'll probably just enjoy the chat over here. What I might do is have this third device, and I'm going to go onto YouTube and or BandLab and or things like that on that device. So, for instance, I'm going to go over to my IdiOtBlog page, and come on, going over to my IdiOtBlog page. Let it load. Loads the video before it loads the page. Come on, page. There it goes. And then I'll be able to share this thing that's populating to a page. It doesn't go to my regular old BandLab, and I can share that. So go down here. You can see it's going. I can share that. Right post. Keep editing. And then I can change who it goes to my news feed, and then go, I am live. Boom. And then now people on my Facebook can see that I do this, because I feel like the people on Facebook don't realize that I do this. None of my real friends or real friends even know that I'm into doing this, and that I have a blog, and I share people's music on the blog, and that they can find new music here or just listen to new music here. It might be fun. Someone just asked me the question, do you have any metal tracks? What? Did they just ask me? Do you have any more metal tracks I can fork? I really enjoyed it. At my page, see collections section, Killer, Metallurgic, Stoner Metal, and Metal Beats galore. So yeah, dude, I got plenty of metal. I usually make rap in a metal vein, if that makes any sense. It's kind of like I'm still influenced by metal no matter what I'm doing. There's something about, you know what it is I don't mind a soft song, but a soft song by a metal band is so good. So good. Metal bands are just better at it. And that's how I felt, and I still do, for so long. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of Simon and Garfunkel, but if a metal band even covered Simon and Garfunkel, oh yeah. Opeth, that's a good example. See, there's examples of plenty of bands out there that are like bands that became metal and started soft, or bands that were metal and moved softer, but their approach to the soft music is just a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more in your face and a little bit more emotional, if you will. So I love it that way. I kind of like death metal. Not the singing a lot of the time, because it's very fry. I'm like, dude, try something that ears like to hear. But, you know, whatever. Tons of different things people like. Some people, that's what their ears like to hear. It's just like when I'm playing metal and my wife's like, I've had enough. I get it. We got different flavors, different tastes. I just tend to like a lot of it. Even show tunes, you guys. Show tunes happen to be progressive quite a lot. Just saying that. Just saying it. My first foray into anything progressive was show tunes as a younger chap. Yes Band. And there's been a few songs on the radio that were progressive, Rush songs and stuff like that. This is a cool track. I like it. Musical as can be. It's called Controllerists. And let me just say here something about this guy. This guy does not share my political beliefs. He doesn't. I'm not trying to say what my political beliefs are or something, but I'm just saying we wouldn't have voted for the same guys, okay? But I don't let that get in the way. I don't let that get in the way of my musical relationships or my personal relationships. I'm still gonna be vocal, and usually I can do it in a way where people aren't totally unwilling to hear. But usually after the third or fourth time, they're like, you know, can you tell them that the politics down or something? Whatever, cool, I'll do it. We don't know how to talk politics. There's definitely people out there that are like, if you voted for Trump, I can't know you. I don't want to be your friend. You should go die in the back room. get out of my face. And I'm just not that kind of guy. I accept all people. I accept bullies because one day they won't be a bully. And I know I've been in that position before, where I've been bullied or been the bully. It happens. Everyone at some point in their life will be on the other side of the coin. It's just what I believe. So I try to be giving and loving to all people. Controllerists, that was cool. Yeah, so it's kind of what I do. Couldn't get that to populate onto the BandLab live though, but I will share this link here and go. Nice, that was cool. Hashtag IdiOT BLOG 345 featuring Darker Tomb at DARKERTOMB official. Chinese symbol, Chinese symbol, Chinese symbol. They could be Japanese symbols, I don't really know. Never studied it. This song is Projections. I simply will play somebody by request. Somebody comes on my blog and starts talking with me and requests a play. It's gonna happen, dude. I'm totally down. Now, I'm not sure. Did I feature the right people yesterday? Did I feature the right people? I get lost in it all. I sometimes forget who I've featured. I got to go back and review things and look at things. So I try to keep like little lists and stuff. It happens. You lose track of it. Us and the Others? Or Us and the Otters? Oh, yeah. Us and the Otters, I think he's on my list. I think he's on my list. And I don't think this is going to be a long album, so I think I'm going to play some other stuff. This is very, this is making me feel like I'm 10. This is like a Nintendo game sound right here. Very 8-bit codec. What was I doing there? So I got a question on how to upload videos someone's already made. This is not a short album. It's not a long album. Where are we at here? We're at 13 minutes. We're probably halfway through. So. Well, that's kind of cool. That the delay. Yeah, I'm aware of the otter. Us and the otter. That's my power animal for a while when I came across one jet ski and then I saw it swim over to the shore and then I took my jet ski over the shore and kind of kicked it over there after I stopped at 200 feet away and kind of kicked over and then sat right next to him while he was cleaning himself. It was a pretty cool experience just smoking a joint and sitting there. Audio stream current bitrate 0 is lower than the recommended bitrate. Are you guys still hearing me? Yes, otters are adorable. That's cool. Hey, Shatay's in the house. What's up? The Puppies of the Sea. There you go. That's a great name for them. Huh. Interesting track. Once again, we're listening to Darker Tomb Darker Tomb at Darker Tomb Official. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. Yeah, I keep getting that pop up saying I'm getting no 0 bit rate of audio, but I tend not to believe them. I feel like they're lying to me, but maybe not. Maybe not. What? Just having fun with the music. What you got here? Void 2. Was there a Void 1 that I missed? It's not on here, but this is Void 2. Crazy drummers. Interesting. Let's see how. Let's see if I got any comments on my. I don't see anything here. It showed like I had a comment, but whatever. So I'm trying to browse at my Facebook here because this is my first time simulcasting my blog. Simulcasting. Simultaneously casting to 2 different platforms. Oh, look at that guy's bud. Nothing amazing, but man. Oh, damn, that guy's got a sweet PV. Just checking out. He's got a PV Triumph. Those are great amps. Used to run a PV Supreme 160. Am I seeing it? Do I gotta go to my page to see it? There we go. Go to my page. Oh yeah, only thing I was seeing is the comment was when I talked in the combined or the popped out unified chat bubble that Mob Crush gives me, that made a comment on my thing. So it's a great way for me to reply, but I don't get to see at this point the other chats coming into it. So that's interesting. We'll see if that changes over time or what. Let's just operate the whole thing like normal, like I'm right over here. Yeah, it would be. That's the next step, is to try to see if I can do a Zoom and then have the Zoom meeting go to the OBS and then set up the OBS where my screen on the Zoom is the main screen and the other screen is there, or the whole Zoom screen, set it up like that. Jesus, the void is loud. The void is, it's hard to hear in the void. You got to talk over the noise. But what I was saying is, it'd be cool to be able to do like an interview or even a jam session or even just a writing session and share it live. I think I'd like to start not trying to do a jam session, but just trying to have a basic conversation with somebody. Maybe have somebody I've already interviewed. Somebody who's said they're willing to try and figure it all out is Timothy Lee Nixon, someone I've had interviews with before. Another person I might want to do, person I've already done interviews with, would be trying to do one with Rusty Wilkins. We already did a couple. I feel like when I get to the 99s, something 299, 199, or number 99, I feel like it's got to be Rusty Wilkins. Like, he's the guy that I do 99s with, you know. Make them chats. Just because it's a routine we've been doing, you know. Why not? He's been doing just very very important pieces and been kind of out of the music making groove for a little bit. Doesn't mean he's not a valuable person to have an awesome musical discussion with, and we just get along well, so that's fun. Oh yeah, it's definitely not as loud. This one is the beat. You only know who rides a beat when you get a notification that's neat. Who forked me? Who forked this? Oh my god, it's got 1,000 forks. What the fuck? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Got 1,000 forks on this track. I've seen it on the lab many times. 600, 500, 700 tracks. I'm jealous of that. Yeah, dude. I've done some rap. My brother was a rapper. My brother's a Christian rapper. If you look up New 11, he's on here. I put him on my page. Some great tracks. Yeah, these are pretty cool instrumentals. They're very, I'd say they're very close to being industrial. Even though like not all of them have metal to them, they have that kind of like, there you go, like a fusion of different. It's a fusion of the electronic world, you know. Kristen Spears. Or Keaton. See, that's, I can't read. Keaton. Keaton. One of the two. Keaton's up. Suck at names. Metallica. I suck at names. What's your name, Trace? What is your name, Christopher? No, my name is Christopher. Thank you, though. Okay, Cristobal. No, I did not say crystal ball. I went to school with a girl named Crystal Ball. And when my grandpa told me your name is Cristobal in Spanish, that's my friend's name. It's not my name. Cristobal. Keaton. Okay. Keaton. Like the original Batman, Michael Keaton. That's a cool name. Very cool name. Yeah, having names that people don't know, haven't seen or not familiar with, and then in school and having teachers misannounce it, not a big deal. Annoying when the other kids laugh, but whatever. Fuck it. Okay, this stuff is making me wanting to jam and stuff, you know. Yeah. Okay, so looks like we'll do Keaton tomorrow amongst a massive flux of other producers. I know I wanted to get Wicked in there. I want to get Wooga Beats. I want to get a couple of guys that like Bill Clinton, who I've interviewed before, that have, you know, those enormous fork numbers. I say once you get 100 forks on a song, like, I just think to myself, holy shit, that beat is good. Learn from that beat, you know? But at the same time, it's not necessarily true. There's some even greater beats that have been missed. So, that being said, I wanted to post and do a post, one of these blogs, where I bring out some of those well-bloomed flowers and seat them next to some not-so-bloomed just as beautiful smelling flowers. So people can go, click, maybe Wicked's sick. Click, maybe Keaton's sick. Maybe I should keep an eye on these Keaton beats, or whatever beat brand and naming you got for it. Maybe you could be calling them Keaton Spears beats. They could be called, you could be Wooga and I wouldn't know. You know what I mean? Like, I just honestly don't know, because very commonly your BandLab name and your YouTube name just aren't the same. They just aren't. Spears Beats. See? That I've seen before. I think you're one of the good ones. Because I've heard some of those beats and been like, how do I do that? Yang. I've already featured Yang. Yang beats, though. Some cool beats there. Y space, A space, and space. G. What up? Darker Tomb Music. Is that your user here? Music. Yeah. I mean, I'm certain that some of those songs that have 400 forks got sent to 1,000 people, and they said, will you jump on my beat? And they already had part of it filled out with somebody who did it, like put the beat out. Let's say, let's just hypothesize. Here's a good way to get a big run up on your beats. You share it, you make the beat, you share it in a band, you get people to work on it, you pick the best verse that works with your chorus or your whatever you did with your production, the best thing that matches your production, that leaves part of it open. So like a guy that raps on the first half and then you leave the other half open. Then you take that out of there, save it, make it separate, and put it up as a beat for people, and then you share it and you go, will you get on this with us? To a bunch of people. And a bunch of people out there, a ton of people out there are like, I'm just looking for someone to get on something with me. Instantly they can get in it, and that is a really great promotional tool. Oh, your BandLab is Darker Tomb Music? Oh, well, we were at Darker Tomb Official. Did you change it just now? No, we're at a different user. We're at a different account. We're at Darker Tomb Official on BandLab. So not yours. Just kidding. I'm sure it's the same guy. Corruption? This is one of those squeakers, I call them. Is it mouth sounds? Leather sounds? This is awesome. It's not. It just felt like that for a second. It's like the tearing. The tearing. It's all good. It's all good. I already told people like 5 times that you were at Darker Tomb Official, so I had to go double check and make sure I wasn't being Mr. Idiot Burns again, which I always am. So we're going to do a little bit of discussion here. We're on the song Corruption. No, I'm not going to talk about Biden and Trump just because we're on the song Corruption. I'll talk about 3.5 external floppy disks. Here's the thing about 3.5-inch hard floppy disks, is that if you ejected them while they were writing, you lost everything, all your schoolwork. Oh my God, am I glad they fixed that with almost uniformly more recently, because damn, that would be very, very annoying when that would happen. All your year's schoolwork was lost. How? I just hit eject and I didn't realize it was still writing. Now the windows had closed and that didn't, but it was doing tick, 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 tick still, and I hit eject. Eat it all. You just drug your thing across a working magneto. You just drug it out. You pulled it out. Forced ejections. Oh my God. I want to go to this topic. This impedance matching topic. Let's go to that. It's right at the end. You know it's important because it's at the end and they could not have it. And I have little markers on it with folded pages. It's got to be important. So we'll go right here and we'll go. Impedance. Impedance is one of audio's more confusing concepts. To clarify this topic, let's present a few questions and answers about impedance. Impedance is the resistance of an entire circuit to alternating current, or music, because alternating current is positive, negative, and music is a positive, negative waveform that comes out at you. It is AC, tiny little AC waves. So technically, impedance is the total opposition, including resistance, which is what a resistor has, and reactance, which is what a capacitor has. It's the ability to resist that circuit has to passing the alternating current through. So if you have a guitar amp and you have the amp set to 8 ohms of impedance, but your cabinet is 4 or 16, if it's 4 ohms, half of the energy is burning out on your amp and overheating your amp. And if it's 16 ohms, half the energy is burning out your speakers, or reverse. I don't exactly know if I'm 100% on that, but I think I am. So, Daltonius is Andy Guitar Pants, the most badass motherfucking lead guitar player on goddamn BandLab. Excuse my filthy friggin' language. But, so, impedance is that resistance. If you set them up wrong, the energy or music or potential volume and or the far bass and the highs are being squeezed out and cut off, and only part of the signal is getting in. So you're going to have a squished sound, or you're going to have blown tubes or blown transformers, overheat and burn up your amp if you don't impedance match. But another thing about impedance match is it can introduce noise. And another thing is when you're doing microphones or guitars and your impedance isn't matched, your noise to volume ratio can get very skewed. I'm connecting 2 audio devices. Is it important to match their impedance? And what if I don't? Well, first, if you connect to two devices, one is the source and one is the load. The source of the noise is your microphone, right? The load is your input or your mixer. The source of the input is your guitar. The load is the amplifier's preamp circuit. The source of your guitar speaker's high volume output is the output of your power amp on the back of your amp. But the load is the speakers themselves, the coils and the magnetic resistance to movement itself. So those, you want to match them for clarity, less noise, and less chance of damage to either equipment. How do you match them if you don't know the impedance? Well, everything does talk about impedance in its instructions, so you can find it online with looking at. Dude, this is more of that corruption. This is a nice long track. I'm liking this. It's gonna get us through the whole thing, I think. But decades ago in the vacuum tube era, it was important to match the output impedance, the source. Usually they would have these set up different, like 600 ohms, 450 ohms, these different set ohmages that things could work at, so they could you'd have a chance to match it. It's kind of like having your peripherals like USB. If every single company made a different cable, none of your shit would work together. But because one company made a peripheral and then all of them use that, it allows them all to work together better. So they kind of set it up like peripherals, right? The source impedance, it needs to be equal. That's called matching impedance. The result is the maximum power transfer from the source to the load. In contrast, suppose the source has a low impedance and the load is high. Let's say the load is 10 times or more the source. It is called bridging impedance. It results in a maximum voltage transfer from the source to the load. Nowadays, nearly all devices are connected with bridging, especially things like this. They're going to be bridging. But you don't want to do that with power devices and speakers. Trust me. If you connect a low impedance source to a high impedance source, there's no distortion or frequency response change caused by the connection. But they are going to need some small amount of preamp circuit in there to boost it up to a usable volume. I don't know how complicated or overbearing this is getting yet, but if you connect a high impedance source like guitar to your amp or microphone to your system and to a low load, you'll get distortion or even altered responses where it could even sound like you're going through like a fuzz pedal or something. Like you connect an electric bass, a high impedance device, into a non-switching, non-detecting microphone input. You get a little adapter, and the adapter doesn't have it say it changes the... Some of these adapters you get that are quarter to XLR have an impedance changer in there, a little impedance transducer. But if they don't, and you just go in direct, like you just do a little adapter, you just use a cable that's a guitar on one side and XLR on the other, what's going to happen is you connect that bass to an XLR type mic, the low frequencies will get a roll off, the bass will sound thin, and the high frequencies will get a little roll off, making the whole thing kind of sound dull, as I explained before. So you can do things, that's why you do things like a direct box. The direct box allows you to impedance match your equipment without needing to go change your equipment. Now you just add like a $60, $20 these days on Amazon. And there you go. So just add that little bit of impedance matching and you can do a lot. Now that being said, I talked about it, I knew about it, and then I talked about it from the book. That being said, in this Line 6 amplifier, you have the ability to set your input impedance to 1,000, and that's going to be way high and give you everything you need. But you also have the ability to match by going down to 250, 500, 333, 150, 100, and you can switch it. So instead of the amp detecting your impedance, you can just set it to basically what your Fender is, or your other guitar, your Les Paul, or you can just set it to the impedance that matches best. With the way high one, you're pretty much guaranteed to be okay. You know, that 10 times rule, the load is 10 times higher than the source, it's not going to distort. So I set mine way high impedance, all the clarity there. But if you're playing a Strat and that's way too bright and you can't take it out with suck and tone and volume, what you want to do is bring your impedance down to where it just starts to muddy it up. Just starts to trap out some of those highs. Then you don't have to roll off your volume, and you won't have certain chords coming across too quiet. You can still use things like compression and not spike out the highs. So these are very important tools. A lot of people used to know this like the back of their hand, and now it's kind of not so common because we have so many devices like these that have circuits in them that will actually detect the source's impedance, tell itself, and change the load impedance to match. Automatically match. So that's modern day equipment. We have automatically matching going on. But, you know, that's the same reason why you can't just plug your guitar directly in, change it to a little 1/8 inch and plug it right into your iPhone and then just record. You got to have that little thing in there that takes a battery or plugs into the input, and that does the whole impedance match, right? It's very important. It's not like do or die. It can be used to do tricks. You can do things to get your amp louder for, like, let's say a practice. You want to practice a couple songs, turn it all the way off. You're like out in the garage, it's cold, go take a half an hour beer break, come back in, turn it on, play a few more songs, turn it off, and you have an impedance match where the load is lower than the load is a little bit, I think it's higher, so you get more volume, but at the same time as you're putting a little bit of wear and tear on your amp. You know, if you got tubes, you're probably going to be good. If you have a really big, overwound Mesa Boogie or VHT guitar amp, you're allowed to turn those all the way up and not worry, because they made their transformers bigger than they need to be. So it's not your transformer that's going to overheat. But if you're playing on a Fender, you could easily blow it by putting the wrong speaker in there, because they use real small transformers. But with the big transformers, you're just going to blow a tube and then put a new tube in. So that was the cool thing about tubes, is you don't need to go in and actually change out your transistor when you blow up your amp and do a bunch of soldering and all mucky muck. You just popped it out and put a new transistor right in there. Actually, 2 transistors right in there. I'm predicting a Andy and Keaton collab. I'm detecting it. I'm projecting it. I'm predicting it. I don't know what I said, if I said that already. Dude, this song is going. This is going. This is what it sounds like when you're filling out your ballots in anger. Crossing off the ballots. That's what they're doing. They're just crossing off and throwing them out. Fuck you. I'm changing the world. I'm doing the right thing. I know what's right. I'm having fun with this. I really am on both sides of the ball right now. I'm on both sides of the ball. Trump had 4 years to decriminalize marijuana and didn't, so just give the other guy a shot. I've always loved that rule. Don't let him stay in power too long. There's something about how if you get Biden in, he reverses all the executive orders, and then if you get Trump back in or some other guy in, he's gonna, it's a loud one, he's gonna reverse that guy's executive orders. Just keep flopping them through. Maybe the president should only be the president for a year. You know? And what's your limit? Term limit? 2 terms, 6 months terms. And we just go, we vote all the time, and we're always changing presidents. Everybody gets an opportunity, and we get to like 150 presidents by the time I die, or some shit, you know? Not 10. We've got 10 different presidents. We tried 10 different ways of doing the world. And I lived 60-something years. That would be fucking lame, you know? 15 fucking presidents. I want to see a different system where they just rotate these motherfuckers in and out. You know, get different businessmen, different things. And then 6 months later, this this one guy came in thinking he was going to change the world, but he realizes all he's really going to be able to do is fix the fucking last guy's problems. You know, so there's that. But I just want to see the voters have more power, whatever the fuck that means. Because shit, right now it just seems like it's all controlled by computers, and it's just like, hey, you know, you don't know. It's like, you don't think about like the fake plays on the app. You know, there's people doing it, like fake plays and fake likes, and they're like making bots and they're making accounts, and you know what happens? It could be even BandLab doing it, you know, to prop up certain people to make the app look a certain way. I don't fucking even know, dude. Right? Sometimes it feels like that. I don't know. I'm just wondering, positing the idea. So, who's to say it ain't happening in all kinds of shit? I just say keep rotating them out. What better way for them to get caught in their bullshit than to just keep rotating them out? You don't get a chance to fuck shit up. You just get a chance. If you want to be remembered, you got to do good shit. You got 6 months. You got 9 months to do great shit. You got 1.5 years maybe to do your job. If you can't do it in a year and a half, get the fuck out of here. New guy, next guy, try again. See if this other businessman can do it. And before you know it, they're out of businessmen anyways. No businessmen want to do that. They want to keep making their money and being rich. And they're like, if I do that, I got to surrender all my money? Oh, no. Oh, no. There needs to be more stringent guidelines. 35 and lived in America for 20 years or whatever, that's not enough. Fuck it. It needs to be like, I don't know, just ranting now. They're all shit. They're all shit, those politicians. They should only be musicians, that's it. Only musicians can be politicians from now on. People who care enough to make a song about how they feel. Sensitive types. That's a little scary, actually. These tracks are getting a little crazy, dude. This is the driver. This is what your computer. This is what the music your computer listens to when you install a driver. Damn. So what you guys up to? It's Veterans Day. I want to say a little thing. It's anybody out there who listens and is a veteran. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. We appreciate you. Keep rocking. Keep listening to the music. Keep being you. Hope your service wasn't too hard on you, and that you've been able to come back and reintegrate and make something of yourself here in the continental U.S. Know a lot of those guys. They travel a lot. They go out and they work away from their family, and they really sacrifice a lot. And they're not doing it because they're greedy, because it doesn't pay big. They're doing it because these are people with faith in their nation and belief in their nation. So it doesn't matter if you saw a battlefield or not, because honestly, it's just as hard being away from your family. It's just hard. That's just a hard thing. And that's a brave thing already. It's a step away from your family, and a step away from your life, and a step away from your country, and go to some other country, or be based in some other town or some other place, and rebuild your life while dedicating yourself to this cause, if you will. The American cause, the American dream. I don't know how you become a YouTube music artist. How do you make it big? I don't know. It's always been luck from the people around me who've made it big. It's always been luck. So I gotta say something to my kids, like, Jimmy, I'm doing this live right now in the other room. Would you go ahead and listen to your mother? And go ahead and put some pants on. And Ruby, will you go ahead and eat your food? Or you're going to be hungry all the way until when dinner comes. Because we're going to go play outside. And that's going to use energy. You need food for the energy to play outside. Please, listen to your father. If you don't, I'm gonna bring the beatings. I'm gonna bring the smackdown like the Rock. There's a fucking fruit fly in here. Get away, fruit fly! Ah! It's a 3:30 here, 3:25 here, where I'm at, and where I believe, where Andy's at, but I don't know about anybody else where they're at. I know Chate, you're, what are you, in France or something? What are you, in France? That's got to be like, what's it, like 16 hours ahead or some crazy shit? I don't even know. So that's Singapore is like 16 hours. You guys are like 12 hours or like something. Oh, yeah, you're in New York. Yeah. So it's just like 3 hours ahead. 6:30, I mean. Let me turn that up for you guys. You guys hearing that? How's that feel? How you like that? What are you trying to carve my ears out with this one? Damn, these got more experimental as the time went along. I did not expect that. Damn you, Darker Tomb! I thought this was gonna have a bunch of short ones, and then I was gonna have to go find something else. I guess not. We're at 50 minutes, and the blog just keeps going. Got a little bit of tease, speed increase tease there. Oh, okay. I was about to go back there and check and see where we were at on the list. Yeah, then there's Halum, and Melody after this. And see, after that it suggests Corona EP by Event Music. Do you know Event Music? Are you associated with them? Do you know them? So that's it's just weird to me that the bottom of your personal albums, they link over to other artists without regard to, do you like that artist? Do you want that artist linked in your page? I mean, maybe you're a Christian rapper, and then on the bottom you got all these guys that are like, motherfucker this, and all these other shit, right? And they're just going over the top about it, right? Maybe you wouldn't want that linked on the bottom of your Christian album, you know? Maybe you're metal, and it links to Jared Kenneth Johnson, and you're like, dude, this is an album that has Jared Kenneth Johnson. Why don't we link to somebody else? I'm sure Jared Kenneth Johnson is like the only one who has somebody else on the bottom of his album, because every metal album I've looked at has one recommendation on the bottom, Jared Kenneth Johnson. So go to Jared Kenneth Johnson. Let's see. I know he doesn't have the Kenneth in there anymore, but I can't forget Jared, Big J Hulk. Go over to him, and let's see what it says on his album. You go to it, and you go to the very bottom. On that album, on the very bottom, there's no suggestions. I just found that out, and that actually kind of bugs me. He doesn't get suggested. They don't get suggested to come to me from Jared. So that's just something I brought up to the BandLab, is that at the bottom of your albums, at the very bottom, underneath the track list, it says, if you like this, you might like these. And every metal album just says, go listen to Jared Kenneth Johnson. That's no big deal. Jared's awesome. But they all say, go listen to Jared K. And then if you go to Jared K's, it doesn't tell you anybody. What? Weird. But if you go to a rap album, it tells you the same like 10 people. So maybe they need to feature more than one metal album. There's tons of us out here playing metal and making albums. So, whatever. No, this isn't experimental. This is jazz, dude. Totally experimental for sure, dude. I actually really like this. This is cool stuff to have on the back of the blog. Yeah, it definitely is. Been in a couple noise bands in the Seattle area until it became very popular, and it's like you would go play a noise show with like 4 other noise bands, and that got to me for some reason. After time, it was just like, it almost pulled me out of the noise, liking the noise music for a little bit. Ooh, my hat's getting a little hot. Oh, my jacket. See, this is just because he didn't impedance match his instruments. That's what they sound like when you don't impedance match. This is all guitar and bass and drums with a really bad impedance match. I'm kidding. Oh yeah, that was a cool scene. Heard of the card game Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah. I know Yu-Gi-Oh. I might be 40, but I have 30-something cousins, and I'm the oldest, so... Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel. I was more a Magic the Gathering kind of guy, but anybody out there play Magic? Anybody want to go up against my white deck? Actually, my white deck, my friend has it because I only play with him, and we're not friends anymore, so he's taken my deck, and I'm probably not ever gonna get it back. I probably don't care, but whatever. I could beat anybody with that deck. Going down with this deck. I got a couple cards in there. They come up. You're done. You're fucking done.
Just proving to the kids you're doing this. Please read what I said and yell at them. And read
I did.
Oh, you did?
You missed it. You didn't pay attention. See ya.
I didn't hear it. The kids didn't hear it.
Yep.
I didn't hear you. You had it on the TV the whole time.
Yep. I did it right when she didn't hear me say. They didn't hear me say, "Hey, get your damn pants on. Get on your pants, James." I'm doing this vlog right now. And, Ruby, please eat all your food, because you need the energy to go to the park. If you don't eat your food and you don't put your pants out on, there's gonna be beatings. Oh my God. I'm gonna beat you in Nintendo games and you're not gonna leave the house today. How's that for a threat? Right here, live. I'm threatening my kids with beatings. Pillow fights. See? Yeah. There's a reason you have multiple decks, because different players play different ways, and when you get up against different players, you want to use different decks. And also, sometimes you want to play a little different kind of a game. You know, like a different... I know, like the approach to how you play changes, and so you want to match a deck to who you're playing and what you're playing, and if you're playing more for fun. I might be a fun father, but I guess I'm not necessarily a fun husband. Blue-green, okay. Yeah. I feel like I can't remember anything about it anymore. It's been so long. I feel like it's just how to play has almost escaped me. I know that if I like sat down with my stuff again, I'd be like, it'd all just like come running back. The coolest thing about Magic Gathering that ever happened to me is, in real life, I met this guy named Mike Raab, R-A-A-B, and he lived in the same town as me, Kirkland, Washington. And I met him when I was into Magic the Gathering, and when it was still quite popular, and when he was my age I am now. He's 20 years older than that now. This was 20 fucking years ago. And we're friends on Facebook, but he changed to becoming a photographer, professional photographer. But before that, he was a painter, and he painted probably more Magic the Gathering cards have his art than any other single artist. So he's probably the most well-known artist for the Magic the Gathering card game. Yeah, and his art is amazing. He's sold most of it to Magic the Gathering. Basically everything he'd make, he'd just sell it, and he'd just make things with. He'd get like requests for what it's supposed to be like, and he was really good at doing it like what they wanted. So he's on a bunch of the cards, and if you look him up, Mike RAAB, you're gonna find his stuff. Let me see if I can find some of the stuff right now. Mike, do the other thing. Do this one. Turn the volume down. Oh yeah, I got a text from Timothy Lee Nixon today. Mike. Oh, RAABE. Sorry, there's an E at the end. So here he is. So you can see some of his photos. You can see here he is with the Seahawks and his mask on. Let's try and see if I might just want to. Let's see if I can find just some of his photos on the internet. Mike, now that I've had his name right. So Rab Photo is pretty common, but here we go. Here's some of his cards. Here's a card I had. The Mana Screw. See that? Yeah, that's good enough. Mana Screw. Do you guys see that? That card? That was his. Dude, I should use a bunch of his art on a bunch of my songs and then send them to him. Canopy Spider. He did Canopy Spider. But, like, here's a bunch of them right here. These are all his. These are all the Mike Robb cards. So there's a good chunk of them. He's just really cool guy. Yeah, he's got blues. Yeah, he's got a good chunk of cards. I know there's more than that. I think he has multiple pages of it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a cool little run into meeting him. I actually met him out at a local park. Farting missiles. That's awesome. I like reading this while I'm going. I don't always see it all, but yeah, Trench Gorger. Shit. Who did that? What's that one look like? I gotta see. Trench Gorger. Trench Gorger. It looks like that thing looks like the creature in the this guy. He looks like the creature in that first episode of Mandalorian season 2. The crate dragon. Looks like a crate dragon, dude. When Trench Gorger enters the battlefield, you may search your library for any number of land cards, exile them, then shuffle your library. If you do, Trench Gorger's powers and toughness each become equal to the number of cards exiled this way. How many land cards did you have? Well, I stacked the deck with land cards because I knew I had 2 of those in there. That's funny. What'd you use it with? Something that let you attack twice. I don't know why I like that so much. It's probably been so long. I just miss playing, having a group of guys I play with. It seems like we all had fallings out as our lives started, and we kind of went different directions in life. But we still would come back for soda, chips, cookies, and Magic. And I think when everybody started smoking pot, not everybody, when half of the guys started smoking pot, they just didn't ever really manifest it very much. Dude, this whole album is good. This whole album is good, dude. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude, they do. They will rage quit. People, they stopped inviting me over, and they would just sit there and let my deck sit, and they knew that that deck was the winning deck, but I just wasn't there to play it. Oh, you know what? They wouldn't invite me over because I think Mike was liking to use my deck. I think he still uses it. He would always try to use it. Can I use your deck? I'm going to change one thing, but I'm going to use it in the tournament. I don't care. I'm not going. I'm going to go to work. You do that. Yeah, I don't do any links in live chat because I don't have a way to get it. I'm not on the live chat on here, and that the music's coming from here, and I'm not doing anything on this phone except BandLab while doing it. I don't want it to mess up, you know, my my music. I want my music in here while I'm doing this. So where are we at here? I'm gonna drop another like. Go to the artists page. Go to the album. Are we on the last song? No, we got one more. It's Melody.
Please tell me the dogs are in here.
Yeah, they're in a cage, so the kids don't get their food eaten. New music video? No, I haven't seen a music video. Turn it up. How's that? Is that loud enough? Is that loud enough? Can you hear it now? How about now? Is it loud enough? Can you hear me? It's a little bit loud. I think I did a little too loud. This one's only 13 minutes long. You said the next one was a short one. Opening and closing doors, it's like dum 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 in my ears. Dum dum dum. Calum. Damn. This could easily be like when you get to like a really like the intense level of your game or an intense area of your game, like it fades out the music and fades in this, and you're like, oh shit, man, oh shit. Oh shit, where's he at? And your first person shooter. Oh shit, what's around this corner? They add like sounds like when you go around a corner. Something falls. Yeah, man, there's gotta be a way to pitch this out. Throw it out. Some dudes get grabbed up. Which guy got famous on BandLab first? Because I don't think nobody got famous for BandLab yet. Nobody. I don't know of anybody out there who's a famous musician who's like, yeah, I started on BandLab. And not yet. Not yet. And when they do, they better give me credit. Ant is signed. So, signed. I've been signed. How big is the label? You know, it's been signed to a local label. Whatever. I'm pretty sure, though, most record deals don't allow you to go on BandLab. A very good portion of them. I do know somebody that wasn't a BandLab employee that got a record deal, and then they were told they have to delete their account. You cannot have this while you're in a record deal with us. You cannot be publishing music on your own. The music that you make has to be given to us, and we see if the music you're making is something we want to publish, kind of thing. Now, could you use BandLab and not publish? I think so, but they become your publisher, and so even if going to a different place and publishing different music could really get you in trouble. I think that's why bands like Green Day, when they wanted to do an album away and not be Green Day, they like put masks on and like gave it a new band name and went and played that kind of music, so they didn't fuck with their existing contract, which was paying them dough. So I do think dude, a record label having a record label is really as simple as this. Saying I'm willing to promote and distribute your product for a cut of the profit from the sales. And the better person to do that is going to make you more money, so you find the best record label. It's just like a business. It's just like the guy that started cutting hair down the street and got a business license. It's no difference. It's just their job is that they're trying to promote your music and take a little piece of it. So they have to work real hard to get a little piece of something big. So they got to get you something big. And then ultimately they want to find a way to get you on the radio and get you published in different areas and different regions, and get you distributed in different areas and different regions and different countries and things like that, so you can have a wider breadth to make money. A record label, it doesn't mean much. I mean, I'm not trying to denigrate or shit talk. It's just saying that to be a YouTube music artist, like to have your music on YouTube, all you got to do is pay $200 a year to SoundCloud, and you get unlimited tracks on all major platforms. It's that simple. You pay once for 1 year and do everything, right? But the thing is, a free label, think about that. It's going to cost them money to do that. It's going to cost them money to do that. Why would they be doing it for free? All these things, everything costs money. So yeah, there are independent labels where you have a bigger stake than with a major label, and there are local labels, and there are virtual labels. These all are different types of labels, but you can go to companies like DistroKid and have 100% of the publishing rights be yours, 100% of the profits go to yours, and then you go use a premium service like SoundCloud Premium. You pay that $199, and then you just take that you pay for it, and then you just take that year and you take the last 2 or 3 years of hard work and you publish it all. Then you can cancel and then do a few more years of work, couple more years of work, and then get the membership again. Chances are, if you can get enough, if you can make $200 a year on your music, then you can take that, put it right back into the music, and keep the thing feeding. So I think I'm going to come talk to you, and I think I'm going to feature you tomorrow. So hopefully you tune in tomorrow, and we'll get that conversation going. I'll look into a lot of things, and we'll have a conversation tomorrow on the blog about how to get your music published. What's the easiest way? What's the cheapest way? What's the way you keep the most control? What's the way that's most likely going to get you promoted? There are some people out there that There really are record labels out there that are just gonna they're trying to grab up everybody so that they can push everybody that they've grabbed up down and have just this one guy. It's like a way of oppressing others. You're good. You're that good. You're good enough to meet my bar, but I'm not going to promote you for real. I'm not going to do this for real. I'm just going to promote this one guy. And if you work hard at helping me promote this one guy and make him big, then that will help you. And it's like kind of like, it's almost like a pyramid scheme. So we'll get into it. We'll get deep on it. We can really and yeah, we'll play a bunch of your music. We'll pop in a couple of other ones and a couple of other, I don't know, maybe we'll just play your music. Fuck it. Save that other idea for something else. So tune in tomorrow, everybody. Go ahead, subscribe, turn on notifications if you don't mind getting annoyed. Don't turn on notifications if you don't like being annoyed. But go ahead and subscribe and keep your ears peeled. More music coming, more blogs coming. Trying to get this just trying to get this back into routine and have fun with it. Remember, everybody, we are music. Have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending where you are. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed playing this music. So bizarre, so fun, so interesting. Really good stuff. Keep working at it. Keep working at your music. Don't let the haters get to you. Celebrate those that love you, and keep your potential rising, everybody. Remember, we are music. Go enjoy your BandLabs today, and have a nice Veterans Day, everybody. Fuck off. Fuck off. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck off.